Just Two Trade Academy. Greetings, dear traders. Another MetaTrader 4 tutorial. In this lesson, we'll look at charts and their settings. First, we'll familiarize ourselves with the elements. At the bottom is the time scale. On the right is the price scale, and in the middle is the chart itself. Charts can come in several types: bars, candlesticks, and line charts. Candlesticks are the most informative, so let's choose them. Let's move on to customizing this chart. To do this, right-click on it, go to the Properties section, and configure the settings. The Common tab. Here you can select the chart type and enable or disable some elements. For example, turn off the grid if it's bothersome. We'll cover Chart Shift and Auto-Scroll later. Let's move on to the Color tab. There are 3 preset schemes: yellow on black, green on black, and black on white. We'll choose black on white. You can also change the color of any element as desired: grid, bars, and so on. We'll leave the default settings and click OK. After customizing the chart, we can save a template of these settings to apply to other charts. Go to the Charts section, then Template. Save Template and give it a name. Save. Now, when we open other charts, they open with the default settings. But we can apply templates. Select Charts, Template, and choose ours. Done. Now let's look at the Chart toolbar. The Zoom In button, Zoom Out, the Tile Chart button. If we have multiple charts, we can switch between them in full screen mode or analyze them simultaneously. Click this button to see all the charts. Let's continue working with one chart. An important button is the Auto-Scroll button. If we need to view data from previous periods, we won't be able to do this with Auto-Scroll enabled. This is because with each new price received for each tick, our chart will reset to the beginning, to the last candle. If you disable Auto-Scroll, you can work with the chart in any time frame. The next button is Shift End of the chart from right border. If this function is disabled, the chart is located at the right border, close to the price scale. Click it. Now we have free space for plotting graphical elements, for example, for graphical analysis. Let's use the Channel tool. This way we can track current price movement within the channel and predict future movements, as well as see if the price will break the channel boundaries, signaling a possible trend reversal. Another tool is vertical lines linked to time. You can also draw horizontal lines linked to price. We can modify any graphical element on the chart. To do this, right-click on it and go to the Properties section. We can change the color, type, and thickness of the line. In the next tab, we can manually set the values and here change timeframes to show. Click OK. If we need to delete an element, right-click on it, Delete. If we need to delete a group of elements or elements that are not visible in the current time period, go to the Objects List section and delete the necessary elements one by one. Next, we'll look at adding indicators. To do this, go to the Insert section. Select Indicators. There are 2 types of indicators. Some are overlaid on the chart. Let it be parabolic. Select it, and in the window that opens, we see settings we can change. Confirm. The parabolic indicator now appears on the chart. There are also indicators that appear in a separate window, such as volume. You can change the height of this window. If we need to delete this indicator, right-click on it. Select Delete Indicator. Or, on the chart, go to the Indicators List section and manually remove indicators from the list. The last thing I'd like to cover in this lesson is News and the Event Calendar. In the corresponding tab, we see a list of news items that can influence the price movement of specific instruments. This has the greatest impact on currency pairs. To stay up to date on important events, use the calendar. Right-click in the news area and select Calendar. The economic calendar opens in the browser window. Here, you can set filters to hide unnecessary events. Leave only those you're interested in, and a very important filter, Event Importance. Let's leave the high-priority news items. Now we know when important events are expected and can take them into account in future work.